So you get a Kool-Aid. You get a Kool-Aid trophy.
Yeah, that would be dope. And what was it that he used to say? He used to say something. What was his tagline?
You just bust through a wall and screamed, "Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!"
Welcome to another episode of 40 Culture Podcast, soccer podcast for by us. Talk about intersection of black culture and soccer. Got your boy here, Grego here. Got the South Side light-skinned connection with us tonight. Had a Coach Tony.
Southwest.
My bad. Southwest. Got Coach Tony over here to my right. Down below, we got Scott from Shape with us. What's up, Scott? Y'all see, I'm over here rocking. I'm trying to get into the spirit because, it's Georgetown celebrating national championship. See how I'm looking at everything. I'm trying to get into the spirit. It's live right now.
Can we see the Kente cloth print in there?
It's in there. It's in there.
Okay.
It's in there.
All right, we're going to zoom in on that.
Yeah. Trust me, it's in there. It's in there. It's not like anybody else down here has won national championships. So, trying to make sure I rep correctly. You sound a little perplexed down there, Scott. What's up?
I don't know nothing about it.
Nothing at all. Like I got the right colors, right?
Aren't we a soccer podcast, man?
Yeah, we don't talk about no football.
We're talking about football, basketball, soccer, baseball. We talking about soccer, but we're talking about soccer. Come on, keep it.
We're a soccer podcast. Talk about basketball schools. So no Michigan today.
Nah, bro. Nah.
I don't know nothing about no football. I only know about soccer.
I don't know nothing about no baseball. I just like to bring that red splash out of that black.
Man, listen, I've seen enough red and black to last me a lifetime this past week.
Red and black, man.
They had the nerve to not choke. Nerve.
40 plus years. 40 plus years. In my lifetime, I had never seen that until today.
Never. Ever. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. And now we got that school in Athens as the national champion. They can say, hey, we got spike ball and football for them. Not like how. I don't understand it.
Are we going to dive into the subject? Or we
we got a little bit of time. We got a special guest this week. We gotta squash this real quick because I don't need element of championship mentality lasting in the state.
First of all, it needs to rub off on the Falcons.
I ain't shit rubbing off on the Falcons for a long time. Come on.
And it needs to rub off on the Hawks.
Yo, that one maybe. They had a good win.
The Hawks, they got to make some major moves now. Obviously they made.
They traded Reddish for two chiclets.
Yeah, I hate it. Reddish was balling last playoffs, of course, and he was not really considered a main piece to this team right now. But the thing about it is, you're not going to get a better on-ball defender than anybody else on the team. So, he was a handful of that, and he started to develop a stroke. He started to develop a consistent shot.
Yeah.
And the thing
once
about
it kind of worked.
Yeah. It's a tough predicament too because the whole Collins thing. He's unhappy, but at the same time, he's such a big chunk of the salary, and he needs it because he definitely has that pick and roll play with Trey all day. But I don't know. And this whole talk again, Ben Simmons, I've had all these arguments with my brother about Ben Simmons, and I can't stand Ben Simmons. I'm not a fan of his. He can stay up in Philadelphia and continue to trash their team. But I'm not convinced by him. I don't want someone who's scared to shoot the ball on my team. Or 50% from a free throw line. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Scared to dunk right underneath the basket.
Man's right next to the basket and decide to pass the ball off. Seriously, I don't want that on my team. Come on now. Anyway, I can talk about the Hawks all day. But yeah, I wish it would rub off on the Hawks, but salute.
I mean, you guys are. I mean, luckily, Sky, you're out in LA, so you don't have to worry about all that red and black energy out there. Just like all up in your offices, all up in, all up in the streets. Like you don't have to worry about all of that. But me, that Tuesday after, Tuesday and Wednesday, a lot of red and black energy up in my office, and I just couldn't. Yeah, like I said, I got keep it Florida up in here. Keep it the real George.
Wait. We really got to talk about some real culture stuff because what I'm afraid of is that same success they have on the football field. I hope it doesn't transfer or parlay over to, aka UGA legend to Herschel Walker. And
oh my God!
Aspirations. And so, if y'all know anything about Herschel Walker and his political aspirations, like, golly, it's just like, hey man, just go home. Just go home, dude.
Please.
Stay home.
What's that?
Texas anyway, like why?
Yeah, he lives in Texas. Yeah, he lives in Texas now.
They done gerrymandered the district so bad.
No, you weren't percentage, so it's like,
No, but I'm saying they did it in a way like they think my mom lives in they think my mom's white, but Austell is black.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Like Republicans are idiotic.
I mean, I ain't never met your mama, so I didn't want to judge. You know what I'm saying?
It's my dad. The light skin is my mom.
I like your mama could be white. I ain't gonna say.
That's where she get that winter shade from. But yeah, like.
I mean, I went all over there because I went to Georgia Tech. So
at least the Cowboys lost. I couldn't handle both the UGA and the Cowboys going deep this year. Like one's bad enough, but at least the Cowboys, they choked their way out. So we'll get to that in a little bit later. But we do have a special guest this week. Of course, thank you guys for your podcast apps: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Audio Boom, Podbean, iHeartRadio. There's a lot of them out there, and of course the FTC UTD YouTube channel and at 2centsfc.com. We do have a special guest this week. Like we've been having a good run of special guests. I'm trying to keep this thing going this week. This week we have the content creator with the Chicago Red Stars with the NWSL. I had a chance to meet them out in Louisville, New Vegas, for those of y'all who aren't sure. And I just wanted that look. That's all I wanted. And he's a real cool dude. And we've been fortunate to chop it up with him since this Louisville, and get a chance to talk a little bit of Loso with Scott and Hunter Moore. What's good with you, boss?
Oh man, you did not just call Louisville New Vegas. First of all,
I did.
But thank you for having me. No, I'm happy to be a part of this right now. So thanks. I'm still thrown off. Lou Vegas. I've never.
Don't call it that.
That's just disorienting. Just hearing you call it that.
I just love it for just throwing off Sky because we've had this conversation on multiple episodes about Lou Vegas. Some cities in this country, it's not a whole lot popping up there, and you gotta spice it up a little bit.
Ain't no spice. It's literally a racetrack. It's literally a school. That's it. What is there to spice?
Hey, it's the hometown of Ali, yo. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put some respect on it.
Museum either now. Come on, like that. For me, I love that. So.
Oh God, this is hilarious. Coach, we will catch you on the second half of the show because we got some good stuff to talk about with you and some stuff that happened here over the weekend. So catch you in a quick bit. Yeah, guys. It's been a interesting weekend, and of course in the WOSO world and just in the soccer world in general. I've been trying to get Sky on this bootleg cable that's has everything.
Why you put this in the universe? But yeah, hey, DirecTV stream froze up on me. Are they paying attention? It froze up on me for the 50th time. Like I almost missed the touchdown during the weekend of the playoffs.
listen, like I'm just trying to, I'm trying to hook my people up and make sure that they're able to see all the soccer that they can stand. Because I've actually been able to catch AFCON for the first time ever in life, and like it's a vibe. Like I can't even lie. Like I don't know. Like have you been able to catch any of it, Connor?
I haven't. I think it's on BN Sport or BN Extra.
Yes.
It's been hard to track down on my. I know we have it, but it's been hard to track down. And then I'm like, it's every time something's popping off in AFCON, I'm either just not around my TV or I'm doing something with work. So all of my updates have been coming on Twitter, and I need to like just sit down and watch the tournament at least once because it just sounds like it's great right now.
I can definitely tell you without any uncertainty that being Sports Extra is like the absolute worst because like I've tried to go on that website and like it's supposed to be on there, but like there's nothing on there that you can click on, nothing on there that you can be like, hey, like they'll show you the schedule, like hey, yeah, right now, it's Zimbabwe and Guinea, but yeah, you can't click on this like what's this? So it's like I said, like this nice little service that I've been on, it's been hooking me up because I've actually been able to watch Sky Sports and just watch directly from there, and it's been it's like for like I said, for me it's been like my first experience watching AFCON like this year. It's up in Cameroon, and granted, things are still a little sparse as far as the attendance goes, because the states to COVID, but there's still people there, and like they get lit. I can't even front. Like this is like been like real dope to see, and it's of course I don't really have a real dog in the fight. I did see that Ghana got eliminated today, and I was like, well, shit. Like if there was a team that I would have thought would have won, apparently it's like their first time not making it past the group stage since 2006, and it's like, well, shit, okay. But I know Cameroon been looking pretty good. I know Ivory Coast has been looking pretty good. Like Ivory Coast actually had a really long game. I think it was against Sierra Leone, and like their keeper got knocked out, and like Serge Aurier from Spurs, he had to sub in at keeper, and like at the very end to try to hold the tie. Like it was just wild. But like if you do have the means to watch AFCON somehow, some way, like I said, whether it's Reddit or BN or wherever you are, make sure you check it out because it's been real dope. And of course, anybody from Europe that's been hating on this shit is out of their damn mind because this is a whole ass vibe. It's been worth watching, like no question whatsoever. Like I know, like next year, like they'll actually have it right back right back next year. So I'm like, yeah, hopefully by next year, you guys is more steady access available so everyone can watch it. But yeah, Connor, like I wanted to get you on, like I said from our, we really think it's just like chopped up and just get into like the life of all the content that you create. Because I try to follow all the NWSL teams. I know like you're probably like you and like Jenna from Gotham. Like you guys are probably the two admins I probably keep in touch with the most on the NWSL side. Like what goes into the life of trying to keep up with good content and also with everything else that's been going on? It's like, yeah, you're trying to catch a fair balance of what's the word? You want to keep a fair and balanced perspective on things.
Yeah. So I'll answer as far as with everything going on from that perspective. It can be difficult at times, right? Because I mean, it's hard to be playful and to do kind of like the fun stuff and everything on the accounts, when you still have a good population of the people upset and, rightfully so with all the upheaval and all that happened and just in last season alone. So it's difficult to try to find that balance of like still trying to do my job and still trying to get the cool, the fun, the post the funny tweets and everything like that, while still also realizing that it's there's the dynamic is ever changing. We blink and the dynamic in the stratosphere is changed one way or the other, and it varies day by day. The thing that I kind of keeps me, I guess, rooted in like the earth, I guess, to try to keep myself not driving myself crazy, is I think I've done a good job of, on my own personal account, of like almost kind of without actively saying it, basically saying like, hey, like what I'm doing on that account is my job. Like this has to go up. This absolutely has to. Whereas you go on my own account, like I've been outspoken about things like this before.
So you do have that freedom as far as just like kind of speaking your piece on your personal account.
I feel like I do. Obviously there's some things where I can't really dive in too much.
Especially with everything going on, like actually like with Chicago itself. So it's like
there's definitely aspects both here and elsewhere where I have to, either mince words or just not talk at all. But in general, I think everyone knows by now that I've been very much a player first type of person. I've been very active. I think I actively even said when the league had that pause for a few days that this league doesn't exist and my job doesn't exist without them. So anything that supports them, I'm head over heels for. But as far as the fun content and stuff, honestly, I just try to just inject a little bit of my personality, honestly, into it, and to not play scared, just to have fun with it. I mean, I take a lot of inspiration, from Andrea over in Gotham, just because like they just go for it over there. Like they do not give a damn, and they're just gonna sit and you're gonna laugh, and that's great. And it's worked, and so I kind of inject a little bit of that, but also knowing that I'm not as for lack of better terms, I'm not. My personality isn't as like loud. So, I'm very much still a reserved person for the most part. So it's still staying rooted to who I am as a person, but not being afraid to be goofy every now and then. So that's how I pretty much just keep up. Just kind of just keep up with trends. Just have fun with it, but also not being too overly extra. Because I think it's very easy to know when people are trying too damn hard on like any account for like any sport at all. When someone's trying too damn hard, and the day someone comes to me is like, "You're trying too hard," I was like, "You're right." Like, I'm sorry, I'll go delete it now. So, so that's kind of how I keep it going for me.
What you got, Scott?
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that. It's cool how you run the account, because initially, I know me and Sil talk about that. We didn't know there was a black man running the account, and then the account was so cool and still connected to players. Like that was pretty cool to then see you were running the account. But yeah, it's been cool to see how you've interacted, particularly between you and Gotham, going back and forth, and then interjecting the culture into the vibe, and not being overtly unseasoned, adding the flavor, because Lord knows with it can be like bland and unseasoned.
Like I take a little bit of inspiration for that, like Tim Anderson, my favorite baseball player, one of the best baseball players in the world right now, and very much a crucial member of the culture. Like his big thing with the White Sox and baseball is like changing the game. It's not the status quo, and for me, that can't be. I mean, that is so true for everything that I try to do. Honestly, like there's a mold, and why not break it? Honestly, like it doesn't have to be the same old. Like obviously, there's certain things that have to stay the same way, or there's certain aspects that will forever be there. But why not remix it? It doesn't have to be dull. It doesn't have to be bland. Let's add a little bit to it. Let's have some fun with it, and that's all I've wanted to do. Once I was trusted with the account right before the regular season last year, was just have fun with it, add my own voice to it, really tap into how I know the fans are. I mean, I was a fan before I got this job, still am a fan, so I know what people want to see. I know how we interact. So it's just been injecting all of that, and it's nice to know that in a good amount of spaces outside of the team and outside of our front office, that my work is being appreciated. So it's always good to see that.
Now, when you, of course, when you're creating content, of course, I know like with us with FTC, and I'm sure also with Shay, but like I think what we try to do is like create a voice for like what type of tone, what type of energy do you want to exude with who the Red Stars are, like what goes into like what you try to put out in and create for the team.
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort with me and everyone else on the comm staff. Myself and Emmanuel and Gretchen and Emily and Danielle and the people who were part of the comm staff last year, who've either come and gone, between now and then. It's all collaborative efforts and pretty much figuring out, okay, like what's the tone of this certain piece. When we had Sarah Gordon and she was doing things with Shara Spare here, it was really hammering home the fact that she's a working mom, in the Black community, who's also really goddamn good at soccer, and and is a defensive player of the year candidate. When it came to the podcast that we were doing last year, it was really tapping into the stories of whoever we were interviewing, whether it was past Red Stars players, whether it was Kendall Coyne, just really kind of leaning into opening that layer, or opening that door, so to speak, for people to see a little bit more of the players or whoever the subject is that time. And that's the biggest goal for our entire comm staff, honestly. I feel like is anything we put out, we want to like open up that door, like peel back a few more layers. A Mal Pugh, or a Tierna Davidson, an Aaron Wright, but do you know them? And I think that's our job, is to really forge that connection, a deeper connection with the fans and the players, and have them understand, and to almost feel like you have a bond with them without ever meeting them, or the only time you see them is watching them on a stream or watching them play in person.
Yeah, I definitely think that, because like, especially like in this space now, like even in, it's only accessible even more because of COVID. Like you don't really have that access to players like that. So like I think that like what you do is definitely important as far as just creating that voice for the team as well as the players as well. And it really does go a long way as far as just establishing that connection with the local community in Chicago and beyond. Of course, we do have some news to kind of go over. Of course, it's actually going. I don't know if it already happened earlier today, but the big story that's been happening, the ongoing story that actually kind of picked up quite a bit was our dear champs, the Washington Spirit. Last week, the news came out that our girl Michelle Kang basically got together all the minority investors of the Spirit and said, "Hey, I will buy your debt," and with that, it will basically give Michelle Kang the majority ownership of the Spirit. As of today, her and the previous majority owner, Steve Baldwin, were at league offices today, basically stating their case, because Steve is still acting a whole dick about trying to sell off to anybody other than Michelle Kang. But here we are. Let's spin the vibe on the other side, the sky.
Like, Lord Jesus, does the league want to be broke? I'm like, so for her to do this and to execute it and then send that letter, she's an incredibly
Yeah, we have to talk about the letter because she basically was like, "Oh, checkmate, bitch."
Yeah. For her to send the letter, the businesswoman she is, probably the legal team she has, like they got the case, man. Like she's prepared to go to court, y'all, and she got way more money. And the league is like doing broke struggle bus shit that is really annoying. But it's like sell her the team because it's like, what's Steve Baldwin gonna do? Like this is the audacity of white dudes. It's like really annoying. Like you're not even. You don't have a vision for the team. You've been an asshole the entire time. She's tried to do many things over the course of time to bring in money, to help players. And it's like, how can you be so caught up in your ego you won't sell the team? She offered to pay $35 million to get
way
the team.
Way
more than what it's worth, and particularly because like to be in the DMV and fumble the bag so hard, it's just like infuriating. The steadily fumbling of the bag across multiple markets within the NWSL pisses me off to no end. But to do this in the DC area and then not have a plan and then want to kind of block her because you were in your feelings and your white man filios, like it's like, do we gotta continue to do this? Like, but I thought it was stupid to have to do this, but white people don't go out without a fight. And then like Marlon Messon's enabling shit is really frustrating. I've been annoyed, but it's probably going to court.
Of course. But I mean, this is where I have my frustration, especially considering everything that's gone on over the past year, especially with U.S. Soccer being a direct partner with the NWSL, and like this is where U.S. Soccer as an entity needs to take a stand and be like, hey, we can't have this continue to go on, especially when you still need to work out a CBA, especially when you still need to work out a bill of rights for players, as far as like their actual rights as players in this league, and you're having an owner who basically doesn't want to play ball whatsoever. When it's clear he doesn't want to invest like that, he wants to basically have his white boy club and run things in a way that basically still enables a culture of abuse, and that's nothing that we're trying to get away from that. And he's like, nah, I'm a keep it from someone who actually wants to invest big money up in this. Like, you're willing to invest $35 million, you ain't playing. It's not there. Feel free to piggyback.
There isn't really much I can really add for many obvious reasons. But the one thing,
be diplomatic as you can,
as diplomatic as I can,
we'll be your anger translators.
Perfect. But this one, I'll say that I have friends that work for the Spirit, and or have been a part of the Spirit one way or the other in the past, whether it's been former employees or former players, and for me, as someone who's friends of theirs, I just want whatever happens, I want it to be done right, by them. I want them to find the peace that they all deserve. Everybody who's if they're currently there or whether they've been there in the past, I just feel that's the thing that's most important to me, is the fact is if they can finally just go to bed one night and have some form of peace, then that's good with me. That is the only thing that I could care about. Or I mean, there's many things that I could care about, but as far as things that I feel that I'm slightly more connected to, like that's one of the biggest cares that I have, is like I want my friends to feel good for once. I want them to go to bed and wake up one morning and not have to feel like they still have a sense of baggage attached to them. So if they can get a monkey off their back somehow, some way, or get that albatross off, like that's all I can ask for personally, you know. And people can try to read between the lines there and try to make it out to seem like trying to say one thing or another, which is their prerogative. They can easily do. They'd be wrong instead of just taking me at just face value, which is me just strictly saying, I want my friends to be okay in that situation.
No, I think that's the minimum everyone is asking for. It's just like, yeah, we should be in this league should be in a existence where players don't have to work 2-3 jobs just to make sure that they're good, as far as making their ends meet. You know, we're talking about like major professional players who are playing at a very high level for the standard of the world, and you're talking about a culture that enables abuse, enables basically a low salary standard, and like I said, you're talking about basically you're fielding the majority of the best women's team in the world, women's national team, and yeah, like you're subjecting them to all that as well as players from here and around the world. It's like we could do so much better. Mm-hmm. We really, really could, and hopefully, like the sooner this gets resolved, I think it allows for the league to move forward and actually get to the actual important stuff, like getting your rights together and getting the pay together, because that's absolutely necessary. I've been saying it for a while. Sky's been debating me on this. I'm like, given everything that happened last year, I'm like, how can you move forward without making sure that this is all straight? Because otherwise,
you gotta get it straight. Like, you have to have stuff in place. But so what I've been arguing with you, like, you can't completely burn it down, go to a stop and try to rebuild. Because like, I'm old enough to remember WBS fell apart. I'm old enough to remember within even potentially being able to play if there wasn't racism. To be able to play in those kind of leagues, what happened? You have this big gap from the U.S. women's national team perspective because you lost so many players when that league fell apart for years and the instability. Like, you can't have it not exist, but you do need to find a way to have structure and to fix a lot of the stuff. And honestly, you have so many powerful teams that exist that, I mean, at some point, if the NWSL doesn't get their shit together because they're living on struggle bus dreams, somebody else will do it for them. So, like, the money's there. Like, it's clear the money's there, hence you got these newer teams or spawning of teams. Or hell, even the fact that Michelle Kang wants to put in all this money, you see the ability to generate mad money, but, you know, you got white people blocking the greatness that it could. I mean, U.S. soccer has been doing stupid shit the entirety of the time. So one of the best things that ever happened is the divorcing of NWSL and U.S. soccer. So you can get your shit together. But, yeah, it can't completely fall apart, but it does need to do better if they're going to go forth and prosper. And you need something of a CBA to protect players, like some kind of CBA.
Yeah,
because you can't continue to exist. Because this is stupid. Like, you can't be underpaying players, or you're gonna lose people to other leagues.
You're gonna lose players to other leagues, or
somebody else will do it for you. The new soccer league will pop up, the NSL,
the Super League. Yeah, I mean,
the Super League will roll up. Super League America edition to come through, and then get fluked out. Get fluked to lose Vegas.
Oh man!
You trying to get fluked?
That name gives y'all this much joy. Like, hey, that's why I do this.
You want to get fluked out to Vegas?
But
what's the airport? You flying to Louisville? You flying to Cincinnati?
I think there actually is a airport in Louisville, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, whoa!
Cincinnati's not even.
It's not huge or anything, but you know it's there. I'm pretty sure, yeah, like the big boys, yeah, they're probably flying up to Cincinnati and then just driving down something like that. But you know, there's something. It's not completely, decimated.
All my shade to, of course, Ohio is because every summer I had to go to Columbus when I got sent to Nashville. Because that's where my mom's parents live. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember the cornfields and all that. Big I understand.
But before we wrap up here, of course, there's been a lot of moves with the Red Stars in the offseason. Like, what are y'all looking at us for 2022? Like, what's the energy going forward?
The cop out answer is to compete. That's it's a cop out answer because everyone will tell you that, but no, I honestly think that's the energy. Trading away and losing some of the players that we've had. I'm sure it was a bummer for a good amount of us. I don't think it's any secret that I was one of the biggest Sarah Gorda fans on planet Earth. So, but I'm super happy for her and will buy that Angel City jersey.
Yes, sir. Get that jersey. Get that jersey.
Or get a hoodie. You never know.
I would either or. Why not both?
That's the energy I'm talking about.
Why not both? But no, I think the goal is to compete. I think that one of the gorgeous things about this league is that this isn't like any other sport. Like, in NCAA, in men's basketball, you got Duke most of the time. Duke, North Carolina, the Kansases, XYZ. In football, you got Alabama. Or, women's basketball, it's the UConns, the Stanford. Not anymore, you're right. But traditionally, you got the Stanfords, South Carolinas, the UConns. With this league, literally any given team, any given day, any given match week, it's so wide open, So, who would have thought it would have been us in Washington in the final? Honestly, like, there's a lot of people who didn't think that either of us would have made it, but that's the beauty of this league. So, I think for me, from a fan standpoint, I'm excited to see this team compete and hopefully get the championship. I want to. From a fan and a selfish standpoint, and from a worker standpoint, going to that championship game and actually able to work it despite everything that happens. Like, for me, it's just like I want to go back there, but next time, I have all the love and respect for Jordan, the admin for the Spirit, but I want to be the one that's celebrating with the people that I'm getting content of. I want to be the one to celebrate with the team. I want to party with our comm staff. I want to come back home and see the fans going crazy when we come back home. I want to be a part of that. So that's the goal for the player standpoint, and then from the comm staff standpoint, it's for us to again peel back that layer, have some fun. Let the fans know a little bit more about our players, and hopefully, go on a wild journey that ends in silverware, but the gold version of the silverware, and not the actual silver. So that's
or the Sol Rosa version.
Hey, get ready, man! Sippy Cup of Life is coming. No, it's probably gonna be the Cup of Life or Rejuvenation, sponsored by Crypto.com. It's coming to LA.
Does that mean Ricky Martin's redoing the Cup of Life song? But
yes, watch. Y'all keep playing. Watch that happen.
If Ricky Martin wants to remake that song, that's great. That's one of the greatest World Cup songs I've ever heard in my life. So
that's true.
If he wants to run that back, I'm
watch
okay
him do it, the NWSL version. Watch him do it, and then you have the Sippy Cup of Life, and it'd be like huge. It's gonna be bigger than the Commissioner Cup for the WNBA. Because y'all been talking about these little silverware plates we've been given. It's gonna be ridiculous. Just get ready.
I'm just preparing myself for Ricky Martin to not sing the Cup of Life, but the Sippy Cup of Life, and just picturing that like on like a Spotify thing with like the album artwork of him just holding a giant.
Yo, watch that video.
For selfish reasons, I need that now.
The visual that I'm just in my head, like, that's just absolutely hysterical.
The visual in my head is outlandish, which is why I need it. Like just to know that it could actually happen. I just need that.
We're
supposed to do it.
But yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, take a quick pause for the cause, get a word from our people at 2 cents. On the flip side, we got Coach Tony coming back and talking about the HBCU ID Camp. Give y'all more information on that, and stick with us. We'll be right back. And we're back. What up, Coach? Glad to have you back.
It's good, man. It's good. It's a good conversation, and I'm glad to see that y'all having these talks about this sippy cup that's coming into the future. So as we talk,
visual of Ricky Martin singing "Sippy Cup of Life" in your head. I will be a big campaigner of this going forward.
I see some great sponsorships going out of this. Graco, Carter's. All the
Juicy Juice.
Parents will be in attendance in abundance. That's for sure.
And if any of them want to, sponsor FTC, Butter, 2 cents, just let us know, man. We just holler at us, man.
Right.
We can make it happen, man.
I can make it work. I can throw out a fruit roll up, whatever. All that.
I'm just telling you. I'm just looking for my Capri Sun cup coming in the future. I just want to say that one big fat Capri Sun. And then can't you imagine like a big old Capri Sun being squashed on the coach after they won the game or something? You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow, that visual in my head is working.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I got ideas for days with the Capri Sun cup. Let's go.
Yo, and then the coach go flying across the field.
Oh God. But this past weekend, of course, hopefully you guys had a great MLK weekend. Of course, those of us here on the East Coast, we caught some kind of snow. Did y'all? I mean, y'all are kind of used to snow up in Chicago. Did y'all get any this weekend?
Snow? No, not really. I mean, it was like kind of a little bit of light flurries, but we didn't get slammed for once. So,
well, of course, we got that Atlanta slam, which means like
a flurry,
3/4 of an inch.
Yo, it was so funny. Like, actually, so my daughter, she was with her mom this weekend. Her mom, like, they live north of the wall of Atlanta, and they got like actual real snow. Like, it was.
Yeah, I heard like up north in like South Carolina, they actually got like a good load snowed in.
But I would tell you down here in Southwest Atlanta, it did not stick.
It looked nice because we did finally get some out here in Decatur. Like I want to say like around like 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Like I said, it looked great coming down. But yeah,
Grego, is that? Did I see you on that video going to Piedmont Park and going head first down the hill?
Listen, we gotta have a conversation about that because like I just want y'all to know that whoever that was that rolled down the hill on their belly,
there wasn't even like a
less than a
tenth
half
of an inch of snow. It was just wet grass. That's all it was.
I get it, especially like when you live down south, you don't get a whole lot of snow like that. You just be hoping for anything more than like a half of an inch of snow. But damn, like don't do that to yourself.
Nah, I'm good.
They gotta be California, man. Because there's been too much snow over the last few years in Atlanta that you keep doing that.
Well, like back in 2018, it snowed like 3 inches. I mean, like it was significant back then, and then. But I mean, I still have PTSD from 2014 snowpocalypse. Yeah, I still have PTSD about that. So, being in the car for 10 hours that day.
Oh, dang.
And then having to. Here's what's even better. It was right after I had my Achilles surgery, and so I was in a walking boot, and so I did eventually have to abandon my car like a mile away from my house, and I ended up having to walk in the snow in my walking boot. Which, if you've been in a walking boot, your toes are exposed. Like,
yes.
So it was like the worst feel. And being in the car for 10 hours on 400 was like the worst. And like passing other cars that, you see kids and babies in the vehicles and you're like, yo, that looks like the worst experience ever. And I know they were just peeing on themselves and just going, all crazy and everything. So it was almost like it was like an apocalypse, like getting off the ramp where like so many cars have been abandoned. You're weaving in and out of all the abandoned vehicles just to try to get to the road. And so I still got PTSD, as you can tell. It was crazy.
I don't know. Like seeing and witnessing that, or like the year before up in DC, the snowpocalypse was we had like 3 feet of snow.
They actually had like real snow.
They got that Chicago snow. They was like we're going nowhere.
It's another day of work in Chicago.
I don't know if you happen to watch SNL, Connor, but did y'all watch that Fresh Prince reboot trailer?
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
It's actually pretty dope. But Saturday Night Live, they did a parody doing Family Matters. That is, picture that in your mind, and just Urkel being just a straight up thug on the side, like it's absolutely nuts. And of course, settings up in modern Chicago and everything. And yeah, it's an absolute trip. But yeah, man, Coach, I actually didn't just to see you over the weekend, but we were in the same spot over the weekend. FTC got a chance to link with 2 Cents down in Peachtree City for the first HBCU ID camp. Tell us about that, and basically what were your thoughts from it?
Yeah, so our homeboy Avery Parker, who he's been a good kind of buddy of mine. Who it's funny that we never crossed paths into our older adult years, but kind of growing up in the Atlanta metro area, and then also he played soccer at Morehouse back when Morehouse had a program, and I played at Howard, and we never crossed paths because Howard never played Morehouse in soccer. We D1 program, but anyway, but we never crossed paths. But then now in our professional lives, we became good friends and everything like that. And part of what his genesis of doing this project was that back when we were in the late '90s trying to get into soccer at the next level, obviously we had that affinity for HBCUs, but it was like you literally had to hunt to make those connections and everything like that. And now that we're at a digital age and social media and just so much access, there's like no excuse for all these HBCU programs to not be collectively in one place to look at talent. And so he's been working on this project for the last, I think, year and a half too. And that was kind of the genesis of it. I was like, absolutely, man. Like, I hope that kids this next generation can have it where going to this HBCU ID camp is a top priority to get looked at to play at the next level. And so that was kind of like the genesis of it all. And obviously COVID has been an impact on everything, and then also the spring, even though they're off season for those college coaches, there's so much of a crazy schedule. So coordinating all this, it was a difficult task for them. But even with that being said, on Martin Luther King weekend, the irony of that, they were able to pull off the event this weekend. I think there was roughly like 70 to 80 participants, both on the girls and boys side. More on the girls side than one of the boys. I think I want to say around like 15 or so colleges represented from various divisions and various HBCUs, and also PWIs as well. There's a couple PWIs involved as well too. But the thing about what was beautiful, and Gregor, you can probably attest this, is like and sometimes I take it for granted with my role and my position that I'm in. Everywhere I go, there's obviously black kids playing in our program on various levels and various competitions and everything like that. But to see all these players coming from all over the states, and them wanting to impress these college coaches and them all be of color, it was a beautiful thing. And just that, I got to talk to some of the players one-on-one. One of the players from Florida, one of the players from California. We have folks from California come to this camp as well too. That shows you it was something that was a big deal, and there was some good talent out at all levels. And so, for it to be the first, even during these conditions of COVID and weather and schedules and everything like that, it was a good start to see that. And, I was there for the first half. I know you were there for the second half. Kind of, you were more there for the guys, the boys section, but I was there for the girls part because we also had 7 girls from our Soccer in the Streets family, also participated in the event as well too. And so that first half of it was just cool to see them, compete, and then also to get reconnected with some of my coaching buddies. We had our old buddy from Alcorn, Kevin Larry. He was there as well. He was leading some of the sessions and everything like that, and to get to chop it up with him on the sideline and everything like that. And he's still looking like Killer Mike. He's a poor man's Killer Mike. I will say that to the day I die.
Like, see him in person, I was like, yeah, he's basically just Killer Mike with gray hair. That's it.
He's Killer Mike. He's and half the size of Killer Mike too. Yeah. But Kevin Larry was, doing work for Alcorn, and then I had my old college teammate Jason Gross. He's the head coach at Trinity up in DC. Got to reconnect with him, and it was just a good vibe out there. And then our 2 Cents family was out there doing some filming out there as well too. And to see the players kind of get their player IDs out there, and it was just good vibes. I mean, I was truly proud of what Avery and his team pulled off with this inaugural HBCU ID camp.
Yeah, I'll be transparent here. Like, going into it, I had questions and doubts as far as just how this would look and appear, how it get pulled off. Once I got out there, I was honestly just blown away. Especially, for the girls, like I think they probably had at least a good 50 out there.
Yeah, they had. I want to say there were 40 at least registered going into the day, and then it turned out to be more, and there was COVID testing on site too. It was all the things were checked about the level of professionalism with the event as well too. And it was held at MOBA, which I don't know if any of y'all know that, but MOBA is kind of like a private company that's gone into the soccer, or I should say a public company gone into the soccer world, and they got a nice venue down here in the South Metro area.
South to South.
It's south of South. It's 45 minutes south of where I live in Southwest Atlanta. So Peachtree City, and it was funny to say that. Like, the irony for me in that journey was the first time I ever got called the N-word on the soccer field was down in Peachtree City, where I was like 11, 12 years old or something like that. And to be in Peachtree City here during HBCU ID camp, I was like, oh yeah, this is what, yep. So it's a nice little script to write on that one.
But yeah, like seeing what it was and just thinking about what it could be, because like you said, like the boys had like smaller numbers, but I'm like, if you get more buy-in from on the boys' side as far as those players and prospects exploring their options, this could be so good. I know someone that we had on the show before, Lauren Hutchinson, up in Richmond. She had one of her players down at the camp, and she's actually making plans to do a camp herself up in June now, and wants to link up with us for that. And like just being able to have that type of fellowship there on site, getting able to meet Kevin, seeing like just the dialogue between the players and the coaches as far as just general questions as far as like how to get your name out there, whether it be with those schools that were there or possibly with other schools that may be a better fit for them, because they might be able to pass their name on to other programs that might be a better fit. But go ahead.
I gotta interject on one thing. I mean, as far as why there's more of the from the girls' angle compared to the boys, and we can look at the list. I wish we had like a list generated already, but there's just more HBCU programs with women's programs than there are for on the guy side, and so there's that aspect. So there's a logistics aspect of it. The SWAC has a ton, compared to on the men's side, you have the Howards and what did we just discover as far as like TSU Fisk or whatever, they having a guys program. Like I said, Morehouse, they lost their program in a project that we're trying. Me and Avery have definitely been trying to figure out how to crack that Morehouse code, if you will, is to again soccer back on that campus. But so that definitely lends its possibilities more to the women's side as opposed to the men's side. But at the same time, it was open up to PWIs as well too, and just other programs that just wouldn't normally.
That came through.
Yeah. St. Bonnie was out there. Jason, he reps. He coaches at Trinity, which is in DC, and for him, obviously he's in the DMV area, but he has to go outside of that. DMV is definitely a good soccer hotbed or whatever. But he wanted to be exposed and get some get those tentacles out there a little bit further. So there's the other thing too is just for me, obviously I'm always looking at goalkeepers. It was just good to see like goalkeepers on the women's side too who were like, oh, they got some potential. Like, I told y'all in the group chat, like my favorite player I saw was the goalkeeper. She was, I think, hands down one of the better players in the camp.
I think she came from Cleveland. It was like
no, she came from Florida. She came from Duval.
Okay.
Yeah, she came from Florida. And so, it was good just to see that, to be exposed to, talent from outside of your realm, your spectrum. So it was cool to see that. It was a great experience, and I think it was a great start. And by all means, we will advertise and market this as much as we can. And Averick said he would hop on the podcast ASAP too. So
on the pod and continue to get the word of these camps out there, because I personally, I think these can happen at least twice a year, especially right now with COVID affecting the ability for so many players to actually play, whether with their school or with their local clubs. It's like, this might be one of the few times where you're actually out there able to showcase yourself. So it's like you got to take advantage of that, and hopefully, I'm not even gonna put that in. Like, it definitely will become a thing to where players can showcase themselves and get their names out there. I think this is. There's nothing negative I can say about this whatsoever at this point. And I'm like, this was actually like really, really great to see.
Yeah.
But
well, I do have one.
What's up?
It was on a bad weekend. That's fact. It was weather.
I mean,
it was supposed to be 2 days.
2 days. Yeah. But the weather, of course, all this for a half of an inch.
Not even.
About that much.
Don't want no short.
But you know what? It is what it is. I'm just glad that it happened. And like I said, I just look forward to the next one that's out there. But yeah, that much. Yeah, and like I said, shout out to the UK. Like I said, we hope to get you back on after the convention. Of course, the United States Coaches Division is this weekend up in Kansas City. I know Nicole Hercules will be out there. Stacey Wilson will be out there. A lot of people that have been on the show before will be out there. I know we were trying to do it, but it's just been a whole lot going on. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure that next year we actually will have a presence out there. So that's actually something I'm really looking forward to. Wherever it's at, hopefully, it's somewhere that ain't butt ass cold. Because I think Kansas City this time of year, it ain't warm.
So that's the thing about it. Like, a lot of coaches are giving me a hard time for not going there this year, and I'm like, yo, it's Kansas City in January. I'm good, yo. Like, good. Like, last year it was supposed to be in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Which I'll definitely go Anaheim in January, but
exactly.
Nah, I'm good. And yeah, COVID's on the rise. Yeah, I'll keep my butt in Southwest Atlanta.
Yeah, speaking of COVID, before we get up here up into Brazil, I just wanted to So we have our PSAs, and of course, it's unfortunate that COVID has hit one of our favorite players in the game, Alfonso Davies, got hit with COVID, and actually he developed myocarditis, which is like a condition with the heart. Again, if hopefully for you guys that have already been vaxxed, hopefully you get your booster as soon as possible. I saw this morning, Stephen A. Smith was out. Of course, you normally see him on first hit like every single day, but like he's been out for like most of the holidays. It turns out that he caught COVID and he got to the point where he was up in the hospital on New Year's and like he wasn't sure how shit was going to go. It's like even when you are vaxxed, shit can go sideways real quick. So protect yourself, protect the people around you, and just limit yourself around these unclean people because it's just a mess out here. But that's right. We got stickers, y'all. Got stickers. Got the stickers. Why is it that typically we see racism incidents like on the pitch and everything or in the stands? Why do we have an incident in EMLS? Like,
I saw that alert. I was like, what? Well, but it also makes sense though. It makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, it's like the comment section on YouTube. I mean,
it's like the old meme, but it's like everyone's just like you don't know like verbal shit until you've been in like a Call of Duty lobby or whatever at an X amount of age, and
exactly.
And my God, like so it didn't surprise me. It was still kind of just like, are you kidding me? Like,
right?
All the posters,
right? I didn't know if I was offended or if I wanted to laugh.
Like, how bad were you getting beat? That's what I want to know.
It's like, for the person who commented, I'm just like, you knew you were going to get caught in 4K that instantly. Like, having the ban hammer thrown at you was like, nah, I'm just saying anyway. I was in the same boat. I was like, could I laugh? Could I be offended?
Right, yeah.
Like, that's just
where's Ja Rule to answer these questions? Where's Ja?
But check it. Yes, you will be seeing these stickers and more up at ftcutd.myshopify.com. Actually, word has it
stickers, bro. I need some stickers.
Word has it that the long-awaited ftcutd.com is just around the corner. Just around the corner. I know.
We on the internet now. We on the internet. Oh shit!
Because I heard on good authority, there's a sheabutterfc.com too.
Yeah, there is a sheabutterfc. It's not .com though. Hold on.
So what are y'all? .edu? Who?
Wait.
Schools mainframe are y'all using?
Don't be like that. Hold on, man.
She's like, I still gotta use my high school account.
Wait, no.
Wait, so if I sign up for like a newsletter, does that mean I get to get student deals on other websites?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna clown on the website. Ain't no .gov. Don't do that.
Oh, man.
The sheabutterfcwebsite.squarespace.com.
That's a lot going on. We got.
She can't even spell all that. Like
Shea Butter, SHEABU.
Stop, you in the maze. You in the maze after the prime.
You gonna clown me, Tony.
But yes, you'll be able to see our faces.
No, we got a link tree.
Okay, that's a start. But yeah, we
got OnlyFans. Y'all got OnlyFans on that too?
Why you feel like that?
Stallion season come quarter man.
Stallion season ain't right there yet though.
So we got Linktree, we got GoFundMe, we got our Cash App on there.
We got a Cash App.
See?
Hey.
Oh God.
So the monies. You got money guns at a Shea Butter FC.
You got money guns. Oh Lord.
Hey, just wait. You got a lot of time.
But yes, you'll be able to find these stickers. You'll be find that nice shirt that Sky has on, and also not that Formiga hoodie, but the 07 World Cup Formiga hoodie. Also, you can get her or Marta or Didier Drogba.
Yes.
Ivory Coast. Like I said, we got options for you. So again, make sure you support the cause. It helps us continue to grow our enterprise.
Can I get a Mindy hoodie sooner or later? Can I get a Mindy hoodie? I'm just saying, the best keeper in the world. Just saying.
Hey, FIFA finally acknowledged the truth.
Just saying, can I get a Mindy hoodie?
I'm surprised that happened.
Hey, you know what? FIFA seems to be able to get the shit right because they got Lewandowski as the best player of the year, and they got Mendy as the best keeper of the year. Like, I don't know what French magazine's doing, but yeah, FIFA for once in their lives is acting right. So there you go. Hey, don't expect this to be a regular thing, but it happens.
They hit the black people quota. It's like a running joke.
Yeah,
even on the women's side,
it's like one every 10 years.
Yeah, like, on the women's side, they only know Wendy Renard.
Yeah, wow.
We don't know no other Negroes.
Yeah,
but
that's true. That is true.
Shout out to Lewandowski, Mendy, and Patelis from Barcelona for winning Women's Player of the Year. But yeah, let's hop up here in 2 up and 2 down course for those of y'all who are new to the show. What we do is we give shout out to 2 things that we'd like to go on either in the culture or in the game, and 2 things that a little bit suspect going on. So God, Jesus. Not me.
Yeah, you going first, bro.
I'll be there in a second.
All right, so 2 down. I'll do down first. So, white people misappropriating MLK quotes for their own benefit.
That's classic, man. That's par for course.
Like, take it to a new level. Talk about what's his name? Old boy from ESPN. Talk about some, he had the MLK collection.
Darren Ravel, yep.
Oh wow!
No, wait. He had the
He had like the handwritten speech or whatever it was.
Yeah. He talked about he had like a collection. I'm thinking it was hoodies and shit. Like, but he got like a collection. I was like, okay, white people, y'all take it on another level. But also I could do a corresponding up. Well, would be Nicole Hannah Jones. She really did a little tweet storm where she put the script on a MLK speech where she basically used all his quotes, replaced the words with black instead of Negro, and threw all the white people who was trying to prevent her from doing the speech. And so everybody was like shook. And it's like, yeah, go do your work. Do better, be better. I guess my other down is that school in Athens one. I went to Georgia Tech. I hate Athens with a passion. It like intensified. There's stories behind it. I'm not gonna get into, but they finally won a championship, so they're gonna be like, y'all got one in 1990, so they gonna be talking shit. But I live in LA, so I'm okay. I guess another is the Cowboys loss. Y'all don't understand. There's so many Cowboy fans in LA.
There's like Cowboy fans everywhere.
Like, no, but it's really, really bad in Los Angeles. It's like they all over. They practice in Oxnard.
Yeah.
They was telling me how the Falcons suck and we coming through. We them boys. They lost.
And mind you, every home team won except Dallas.
It was beautiful. It was glorious. They lost in Cowboy fashion too. They probably about to lose their defensive coordinator. So that's beautiful. I love it. Suffer. Ha ha ha.
Oh man. To piggyback off of that NFL playoff tip, my down is the fact that the Raiders got hosed again. 20 years ago we were talking about the tuck rule. Now we're talking about the lost whistle. Because we played Cincinnati. Burrow's scrambling out to the sideline. He throws to the end zone. Before the receiver catches it, the ref blows the whistle. Technically, when that happens, the play's dead. You got to replay the down. Nah, they just went ahead and counted that touchdown. And we end up losing by 6. So, hey, every point counts. Because that could have easily been a 1-point win. So, but of course, with the Bengals, that's like their first playoff win in like almost as long as that school in Athens winning that championship.
Since the icky shuffle, man.
Get your cold cuts. Get your cuts. But I can't hate too much because like when I very first started watching the NFL, my team actually was Bengals because of course it was right there at the icky shuffle. So like that's all I really knew. So the nostalgia part, I ain't hate too much, but of course once again the league dicks the Raiders, and it's supposed to have 30 pretty soon with Brady and Woodson, and I'm like, I can't wait for them to talk about that tough rule moment. But that's why Michigan's a basketball school. But in my out in Qatar, there was a moment with James Rodriguez saved the life of Usman Coulibaly he was having cardiac arrest. Like, it was about to be a whole ass moment. And she ended up saving his life. I just want to give a shout out to that because, that was just watching the replay of that. Like, that was just kind of wild that you don't expect players to be the ones that actually do those life-saving maneuvers, but I guess on all that time that James has been sitting on the bench at Bayern and Real and everywhere else, like he actually learned some quality life skills. So shout out to James for that. Tonight on Tuesday, up in Boston, Willie O'Ree, the first black player in the NHL, had his number retired by the Boston Bruins. Like I said, broke the color barrier up in the NHL. He played for 21 years for Boston. Most of it with lost a vision in his right eye. He got the Hall of Fame back in 2018. Of course, he's a trailblazer, so definitely glad he got that recognition by the Bruins. Obviously, since that point, there's more black players in the NHL than ever before. However, there are no black head coaches. Suffice to say, the NFL only has one more than the NHL right now. So clearly, we got some. We got some work to do on that end. But just shout out to Mr. O'Ree, number 22. Do I have anything else? I don't want to talk about the Telenovela FC right now. Telenovela United. That's a whole other story right now.
You gotta love it from a distance.
I mean, it's just a whole lot going on. They got some things to work through right now. It's just a lot right now. But I posted the last up is again the HBCU ID camp. I cannot stress how excited I was just from seeing that experience, and hope that it's only going to go from here. So let's see what Mr. Moore got. Of course, thank you guys. Thank you for coming on this week and giving us the goods.
Yeah. So honestly, in that, I'll do the up. Going from that, it's just thank you guys for having me on the show. I mean, for me, I've been a fan of the show for a while, and always tried to, in a weird way, selfishly kind of make myself look good enough to be on. So I'm glad that I did something right. But no, I'm very appreciative that you guys wanted me on the show. Thank you guys so much for letting me spend some time with you guys. My down, and I'm seeing it so much recently. Well, not recently. It happens all the time. But I think now I feel like I need to be careful when I go after these people who do it, because I am technically employed. But I think at this point, everyone who like my employers know that I just have no tolerance for it. But if you have the audacity to hop in the Chicago Red Stars mentions and say something, or just any team's mentions and say something sexist, borderline racist, or in some cases to call me out for making a Spider-Man post just because you're bitter and apparently breaking news, guys. I have to live in Queens to be a Spider-Man fan, but if you're if you're gonna hop in my either the team's mentions or any of my friends' mentions or anyone's mentions saying some racist, sexist, or just out of pocket stuff, I'm the wrong admin to do that with. Essentially, is all I'm going to say. I am the wrong one to test. I am the wrong one to try that with. So I've just had it, and I've seen a lot of it. Like with our friend Kaya, who gets it all goddamn time, and it's bullshit, honestly. So I really don't have really many downs apart from minor crap like weather and just people being idiots on Twitter. But yeah, no, my biggest. I have more, honestly, a bit more ups and downs in this case. But no, my biggest.
Sometimes it happens that way.
Yeah, I'm okay with it right now. Like honestly, like I don't have a whole lot of things to complain about, so I'll take it for once. But no, I think my biggest up definitely goes to you guys, just the entire 2 Cent crew. Honestly, love the work you guys are doing, and again, thank you guys so much for having me on the show. Sky, your show's next. Honestly,
it's coming.
Like that. You guys are next. But thank you guys so much again. And that ID camp, saw it online, loved it. It was awesome. And if you guys ever do something like that, like around here, let me know. I'll be there.
Absolutely. Wise man, take us home.
All right. I know
like
last.
A wise man.
What'd you say?
It's all up in here.
Wise man.
Talking about the grays in there? Is that why?
They'll start giving gifts.
Got the Sphinx going on with the Egypt jersey.
You know what I'm saying? You like that? You like that right there? You see the hieroglyphs up in there? You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
it's almost that time of the year.
Hey.
Next week.
Bro, start. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get my list. All right, here we go. Wrote it down. Wrote a song back. Like, here you go. Downs. Start out with those. I know last year and everything like that, I was trying to stay positive, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I gotta be real. So, first down, hate to say it, y'all, freaking sucks that we still here in the States gotta deal with, like, mass shootings and bombs and stuff like that. So, the synagogue again, blown up in Texas, on King Weekend too. The irony of all that, that just definitely put a damper on everything as far as like the progress we're making and everything like that. As far as it's bullshit. That's all I gotta say. Down. All right. Now I'm gonna go from that extreme down, this depressing type of thing. I'm gonna go to something a little bit more lighthearted. But so my daughter's in a basketball league, and I've been coach of basketball and soccer since the age of 20. So 20 years. There we go. 20 years. And I always said I wasn't going to be that parent that was going to be, second guessing the league or coaches and stuff like that, whatever. Because I know how it is. Been coached my whole life and everything like that. Hence the moniker Coach Tony. But I guess it's not the coach's fault. I guess it's really the league's fault. No, my daughter, she's only 6 years old. And she's loving basketball. She wants to practice all the time, play, and she knows that that was like my first love before footy. Basketball is my main. She had her third game this past weekend or whatever, and I'm not. I guess the standards are just different. I know she's 6, but at the same time, when I was playing 6, there was at least an out of bounds that you adhered to. Like, literally, out of bounds. Like, the league has it where there's no out of bounds.
We give these kids no limits.
And then, here's the thing about it. Like, so my daughter's actually, like, she's taking after me. She's loving playing defense. She loves playing. She even plays defense on her own teammates. You know what I'm saying? That's how much she loves defense. She's like stealing the ball after everybody. Like, she's being a little glove junior, just like me. I was glove senior. She's glove junior after Gary Payton. Like, if you steal the ball like above from the free throw line extended, you can't do that. They give the ball back to the team. And I'm like, stop handcuffing these kids. Like, it's.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
I can't have that. I cannot.
Thank you.
Yeah, I could have that. I'd have to be like, absolutely not.
I'm going crazy in the stands. I'm like being held back. I'm just like, whoa. And of course, it's in another northern suburbs of Atlanta, so I'm like the only black guy in there already. So they looking at me like,
oh, watch out. Angry black man.
I'm the angry black man in the stands.
You like too. You ain't that like dog.
But the thing about it is, like, even like the kids on the team are like, what? I can't steal the ball? Like, who? When was this a part of the game? Who signed up for this? So, that's a down for me. I guess it's the. I don't know. Am I crazy? I don't know. Like,
nah, I had to be like, absolutely not.
You ain't like this.
I would have acted a complete fool.
So basically, I'm gonna try to get her signed up for Ben Hill Recreation Basketball.
That's where you go. The Ben Hill, Ben Trill. That's it, though.
Ben Hill, Ben Real. You know
that's how I learned how to play Ben Hill.
You know, I'm gonna get signed up. So she's playing with LaShawna and Tiandre and Tiana. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's my other down. As far as the ups, I'm going to definitely say it's up to hear that they started refilming Wakanda Forever. Letitia Wright, she is back to being healthy. Don't know who that is. That's who played Shuri in Black Panther. They were on pause for a while because she had a serious injury of some sort while filming. And so it's good to see that she's back up. But I think she may have been an anti-vaxxer. I don't know.
That was the word, you know.
Yeah.
She started them Disney dollars, though.
I know, right? Disney bucks.
Oh, speaking of which, I got caught up with my movies over the weekend. The Turtles, interesting. Spider-Man, wow, yeah.
Is that a good wow? I hope
yes.
It's a good wow.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right, just make sure. All right, man. You don't have to, I didn't want to pull cards on you, but
no.
All right, but yeah, it's good to see that Wakanda Forever has resumed filming. Highly anticipated. And then the last, obviously we covered it, but I can't say enough. This is the HBCU ID Camp. Beautiful thing. It was a beautiful experience. It's something that is set up for legacy type stuff and propelling the next generation. Obviously, the reason why we even have this podcast is for that type of event, So that was a beautiful thing to see this past week. So those are my 2 ups and 2 downs.
Indeed, man. Yeah, like that. I can't really stress enough as far as just, like I said, see it in fruition and see it what it could be. You can't beat that.
Yep.
But next week we will have we are going into worker qualifications, so we will have Donald Juan, noted American Outlaw supporter, on the show with us, previewing the big qualifier games next week up in Columbus and Minnesota. Like, bless their hearts, man, because that's just a whole lot going on there. But hopefully, you guys will join us. And as always, you can catch on the social FTC.
UTD.
You didn't want to do it this time?
UTE. I was on mute.
Oh my God. See that maze education. I swear to God.
Yo, I'm live press on mute.
I swear to God.
UTD.
I swear to God. That maze education.
Don't do that.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, FTCTUD. Why can't now? I feel like I went.
Shit, where you? God damn.
Did I go to maze?
Hey man, see y'all wonder why I went to private school. Y'all wonder why I went to private
school. Where you
with
that? What's that? Podiatrist,
Hey, watch your mouth. Some respect on it.
FTC
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
On TikTok. Connor, where can they find the Red Stars? Where can they find you on the socials?
Yeah, so the Red Stars, just at Chicago Red Stars on pretty much everything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Do you handle all the pages?
Most of them. Like the big ones I monitor. LinkedIn I technically do, but I've one of my coworkers
all of them.
I got LinkedIn. Trying to get a job. Y'all hiring?
How much y'all paying? Because Chicago went cheap.
Y'all got benefits? Y'all got benefits?
You're going to get me in all kinds of trouble. Oh, so that's where you can find us. For me, Twitter, find me at Connor _7. Instagram, I can't even remember what the Instagram handle is, but I've mentioned it somewhere on my Twitter. It's in my link somewhere, so go find it. But yeah, no, I pretty much live on Twitter, so that's the easiest way to find me.
Yeah, man, keep up the great work, and again, hopefully, all I can hope is that this year is not as much of a mess as last year. So, hopefully the Red Stars get things together. Hopefully the league get things together. And of course, I'm sure this week, Shea Butter will be talking about this in some detail. Cause y'all pulling double duty this weekend, right?
Maybe.
Cliffhanger.
Hey, but we can be found on the link tree on the Shea Butter FC.
They got to work on their OnlyFans.
I know,
Don't do that. Why are you being like that?
Get that shake. That shake money going.
That's Shea Butter. That's Shea Butter.
Oh man, but yes, until next week, enjoy the games. If you can find it, enjoy AFCON. But for Coach, for Sky, for Connor, for me, Gregor, for the whole team, 2 cents, Shea Butter, Can I Kick It, Sakashiro, Loose Change. Did I miss anybody? Kaya. Yes. Kaya hit me up. But yeah, we'll see y'all next week. The culture's real. Culture's everywhere. Don't slide on half-inch snow. That's my advice for y'all. Do that. We'll see y'all soon. There we go.
Speaking from experience, ladies and gentlemen.
It wasn't me. It was Rooney.
FTC UTD.